Good day, viewers. Welcome to another exciting episode of Open Studio. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kambo, and we've got an exciting show for you today because joining me in studio is three wise men from the Military Academy. These three gentlemen I just got to know now before the show, and very, very nice people to speak to, some nice people to chat to, and respectively, I'm going to call them out. On my left here is the Colonel Boyens, and then Lieutenant Fanny Kerk, and also Lieutenant Moropeni. I'm going to get that name right. All right, so they're here to speak to us more about the Military Academy and also what you guys do and everything that's got to do with the defense and stuff like that. So, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so for those that do not know about you, do not know about the Academy, I'm starting with you, Mr. Boyens. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I'm Mornay Boyens, as you mentioned. I'm the Chief Military Instructor at the Military Academy. My main priority as a Military Academy is to see to the young officers, two of them sitting next to me, for their continuous military development while they are studying at the Military Academy.
Yeah. And yourself, Lieutenant?
Lieutenant Patrick van der Kerk. I'm a student, second year student in Security Africa Studies, BMO, that I study at the Military Academy.
Yeah. And yourself, Lieutenant?
I'm Lieutenant Moropeni. I'm a second year student also at the Academy.
Also, okay, so gentlemen, now that we got to know you on a personal level, can you tell us now about the Academy?
Just a little bit of history about the Military Academy, if I can start off there. The Academy was established in 1952 in Pretoria. Then it was then part of the University of Pretoria. Approximately 2 years later, it moved to Saldanha, where it became a faculty of the military science and also part of Stellenbosch. The reason why it moved, and that's a popular question, is why did it move to Saldanha? Because it's so isolated area. Is that we can the Military Academy then could also include the Navy and the Air Force units that's in that surroundings.
Yeah. So tell me briefly, what is the mission and vision for the Military Academy?
The vision of Military Academy is to be a world-class academic military institution. And the mission, we're looking at an academic military institution that provides a world-class military contextualized higher education through teaching, learning, research, community interaction, and professional military development.
Oh. And where is this based? Where is the school based?
In Saldanha.
Oh, in Saldanha.
That's
okay.
right, yes.
And you said it was under the Stellenbosch University.
Yeah, it's a faculty of the Stellenbosch University.
Faculty.
Stellenbosch is the main campus.
Mm-hmm. So the academy is made up of 5 academic schools. Can you tell us the difference about the 5?
Yeah, that's one first, the technology. Then we've got the technology management. Then we've got the Security Africa Studies.
Yeah.
We've got ORM, which is organizational research and management. And we've got OHD, it's organizational development management.
Yeah.
That is the 5 schools that is run at the Military Academy.
Yeah, so for a young person that wants to get into the academy, what are the requirements for them?
First of all, you must be a member of the South African National Defence Force. Mm-hmm. So you must start there by applying to get into the Defence Force. And as soon as you are in the Defence Force, then you apply to become a member of the military or to come and study at the Military Academy. Requirements is basically the same requirements than Stellenbosch. You must have matric and you must have exam exemption to become. Then you go into a selection board through the Military Academy, and if you are selected, then you can come and study your 3 years degree program at the Military Academy.
Oh, I see. So just thinking out loud, for an individual that is probably not from South Africa, but has got this passion to be in the military, to be in the army, are they restricted from that? Must you be a South African? Because we're talking about the defense force of the country.
Yes, to become a member of the South African National Defence Force, you must be a South African citizen, and you must have a matric certificate from South Africa.
So what is this, the selection process of prospective students?
To the military or to the academy?
To the academy.
To the academy.
Yes.
As Colonel has alluded that you must be part of the military system during doing military development training, And then from the military academy, the faculty will come around to the different units, and they will go through then a selection process for members that qualified for a selection. And afterwards, the process of the paper process will then continue, and the members will then be known, make known who is effective or positively elected for the studies at the academy.
And so speaking about being elected for the studies, is there a graduate program that you have?
Yeah, after your 3 years, the degree is for 3 years. So after the 3 years, there is a graduation program that will go through. We have one at the military academy, and then one at the main campus in Stellenbosch, where the members then will go then through the graduation.
Yeah, and as mentioned here, you have a range of qualification that prospective students can apply for, ranging from certificates to postgrad. Can you please tell us more about that?
There's a 3-year degree program. Then we've got the honors program, varying from a year to 2 years. We also have a master's program that also depends on what you are and what direction you study. That varies from a year to 2 years. The military academy this year, for the first time in its history, is going to graduate PhD members. We are graduating now in December our first 2 PhD members. That is a huge accomplishment that we have reached, and something that we were building upon. So basically, you can study in 4 directions at the military academy, four different degrees at the military academy.
So for people, you said it's 3 years to study. So do you go do you go about it the first way, applying for the academy as you would apply to study at an institution?
Yes, but you must be a member of the like we said, you must be a member of the Defence Force to study. But the selection process and the selection day off is basically the same as that you would do if you applied for Stellenbosch University.
Okay. So like you mentioned, we spoke about the Stellenbosch University, and you said that it is a faculty in the Stellenbosch University. Is that the only relationship you have with the University of Stellenbosch?
There's also student activities.
Yes.
Yeah, we get inter-campus sporting activities. Even on exercise trans-enduro, we are normally joined by Tygerberg Nursing College throughout our way to help communities also with healthcare services.
Healthcare services,
Yeah.
okay. So we're just going to take a quick break, gentlemen. For those that's watching at home that wants to be a soldier, that wants to be in the military, in any defense force, then this is for you. So do sit tight, put on your seatbelt, relax, enjoy. We'll be back after the break. If you just tuned in, you are not too late. You are watching Open Studio on Cape Town TV. I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kambo, and we've got an exciting show for you today because joining me in studio is 3 gentlemen from the Military Academy. The Colonel, Lieutenant, and the other Lieutenant, Moropene, and Lieutenant Fenikerk, and Colonel Boyens. I got it?
Sure. Yes.
Got it,
Great.
man. Okay, so just to continue our conversation, gentlemen, we spoke about how the academy started. You introduced yourself, we got to know you on a personal level. So just to continue on the conversation, we spoke about the student activities within the academy. Can you just elaborate on that for us?
Well, there is various activities that we indulge with in the military academy. Sport is a high priority for the Defence Force, and that is why it's so highly in the military academy. So we've got sport activities where we also then interact with the main campus and then with other campuses of Stellenbosch. We have a community in the military academy, DISA, and this is more about cultural development within the various diversity of the members at the military academy. We've also got Mrs. Trans-enduro, Mr. and Mrs. Trans-enduro, which we run during the year, where students then compete into being a beauty person in that sense. But that is basically more or less some of the activities that we partake in the military academy environment.
Yeah, as I saw on your, yes sir.
Just to add on, these activities also, they are aimed at fundraising, you see, because Trans-enduro is funded by the student of the academy. So we render activities as such so that we can raise funds so that at the end of the year when we embark on Trans-enduro, then we can fulfill our project through the monies that we raised throughout the year.
Yeah, no, I saw on your website, it was something exciting to see the pageants and these people winning and wearing, you know, you get
Yeah.
this pride about it. How was that experience for you as individuals to host that and to see that?
Being from a military background, you don't actually expect these things, meaning that it's from the military academy. But it's also, we are a diverse community in the military academy, and we promote these things because we're not just a community on its own, we're part of the community outside the military as well, and these things are happening outside. But the youngsters, a lot of youngsters, and they like to boost of what they have in their own right. So yes, it's very a popular event among the ladies especially, and the young men.
Yeah, oh, definitely the young men. Everybody's getting into it these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, sir.
There's also another aim to all these activities. All these activities are arranged, planned, and executed by the students themselves, and that also help them with their leadership development and their personal development. So when they are finished with the military academy, they gain all this knowledge and experience that they can plow back into the broader national defence force.
Wow. So there's more into it than just the beauty pageant.
Yes.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
So we spoke about the defense force also. How is the military? What is the relationship with the academy and the defense force?
Well, it's one organization. The military academy is the university, if I can put it like that, of the defence force. So most of the after school education, if I can put it that bluntly, takes place at the military academy. So that's where the defence force sends the people to get a degree and to be educated further than school.
Wow. So before the show, we had this discussion about this misconception about the army. You know, they say, speaking about war and things like that the military is just there to fight, you know, and to kill and stuff like that. So what else does the military provide rather than war, so to speak?
It's the misconception is there because they think we have been trained to fight, and if there's no war, then what is the aim of the military in a country? And well, in a democratic country, as the democratic country we are, it's also about protecting the population. The military's first priority is obviously the protection of the sovereignty of the state, the borders. But we also have an inward look to the population, to security of the population, security of jobs, also the resources. So that is also part of one of the aims of the defense force, why you have a defense force. But as the military as an institution, the military academy as a military institution, is to enhance and to supplement the members of the military with that education. And when they leave the academy of the military, they can also then plow back into the communities and into the broader South Africa of the education that they receive there.
Yeah. And Lieutenant Marupane, we also spoke before the show.
Yes.
What is the role of the military in a democracy?
The role of the military in a democracy, like Lieutenant Panikar already alluded that, is to protect the sovereignty first of all of the country, is to protect the vital interest of the country, which is our seas, which is our airspace, our land. Also is to ensure that, you know, day-to-day trades happen securely.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these things happen behind background, you see. But you need the military to ensure smooth trade, to ensure your economy is stable, to protect, you know, the well-being of the country.
Yeah. So when we speak about country, we speak about various communities and you know, protecting our communities, protecting our country. So in that regards, with the academy, what community engagement programs is the academy doing currently, and why, if you can elaborate for us?
We, besides Transcend Zero is the main event that we actually interact with the communities, but during the year, we also have then, currently the Pink Drive, where we have sanitary towels that we will issue to the schools in the local area of Sultana Bay community. Then Transcend Zero is then the main focus, is the main event where we will then do community outreach programs within previous disadvantaged communities. Transcend Zero was basically originally started in 1983 and then it was evolved in a community outreach program. We start in Port Elizabeth traditionally, but this year in celebration of the Mandela Centenary celebration, we'll start in Kunu.
Okay.
And work then through from Kunu back to East London, where Saldanha, where we go into the communities and we do a community outreach project, uplifting the communities and see where we can assist them with.
So yeah, so what is the community benefiting from this?
Our focus on this stage is on grassroots, pre-primary, and then also the elderly, where we assist them with the elderly homes. We go and we donate blankets. We also do some painting, gardening. If there is a garden, we assist them with it. Then in the preschools, we go into educational, where we donate educational books. Some of the rural schools is very in a depleted states when we help to renovate, where there is some renovations to do.
Okay. So we're just going to take another short break. For those that's watching at home, please do stay tuned, because after the break, we're going to continue with our conversation with our gentleman here from the Military Academy. So do stay tight. Welcome back, viewers. If you just tuned in, you are not too late. You are watching Open Studio on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kambua, and joining me in studio is three gentlemen from the Military Academy. And I'm going to get this right, at least for the last time. Okay, we've got the Colonel with me. It's Colonel Boyens, Lieutenant Van Niekerk, and Lieutenant... Hi, Bo. Hi. Moropeni. Oh, it's three names too much for me to remember. Ish. So just to continue, I will get it right before we leave. I'll get it right. So just to continue our conversation, for those that just tuned in, we spoke about the community engagement program that the Academy is doing with the community, you know, when we spoke about the Defence Force, the Defence Force being a protective layer over the country, in which, if we break that down, comes down to communities. So just to elaborate on that for us, Lieutenant.
It's worth saying that as Transgero, we actually in this two worlds where we stand as the military. One is the military, the other one is the Faculty of Military Science. So in Transgero, we act as the Faculty of Military Science, where we then do community outreach programs. Most of the activities that we do it's not huge projects, but if you give a person that have nothing something, then it's a huge burden, or it's a huge gain for him. And most of the people where we interact with the communities, they look into that way, and they are very grateful for what we do. And we also try to do our best in that regards to when we leave, to see that the people is in a better condition as it was before. So as I mentioned, we are mostly in educational and then also in the elderly, where this is the weakest link, if we can tell it, in the chain of the communities, and we concentrate basically on those two groupings with Transgero. Yes.
So how does the community benefit from this program?
It's worth saying that the beneficiaries are identified by the local municipality, because we interact with the local municipality, and they will then identify a place of need, and then we will go and then interact with us, the owner or the manager of that place, and to see where and how we can assist them, and also based on what resources we've got. We are independent. We don't get money from the state, or so to speak, but we generate our own funds through projects and through sponsorships. So then we will see what we can do on that specific venue, and we'll then inform them after a month or two what we will do, and we'll generate funds towards that, and then we help them with that.
So what is the future of the military, and what is the Academy doing to help the graduates prepare for this?
The future of the military, it's the Military Academy, if I may put it that way, because the Military Academy prepares officers for the future, equip officers with skills, with knowledge, to be able to adapt to the ever-changing international environment that we live in, so that you have competent military that is able to provide answers to questions that were never answered before. So for that, you need both skills, you need both academic knowledge, and that's where the military academy comes to fill in that academic knowledge.
Wow. So throughout the show, we've been hearing about Trans-Enduro. Throughout the show, we've been hearing this. Just for those that just tune in that do not know what this is, can you elaborate on that for us? Tell us what is Trans-Enduro.
Okay. I'm the Trans-Enduro commander for this year. But it's straightforward, plain and simple. It's a community outreach program where the students in the second year, each year group in the second year, they will go out in the community and go help the community where they can. We have got various teams. We've got the media team. We've got a land team. They are basically collecting monies at shopping malls with tins. We've got the Masisa team. Masisa team is the center of gravity for Trans-Enduro because they are the team that engage in the community outreach programs. It's similar like the Marty outreach program community program from the University of Stellenbosch. It's similar to that, and they interact with the communities. And then we have the land team. I was saying the sea team. They then use inflatable boats, and they travel along the sea from various sea communities. The running team, they're running about 10 kilometers in a day in a synchronized manner in the ranks of 3 years. And then we've got the cycle team. They are cycling 70 kilometers. We have also other supporting elements, and we must mention that from other areas like Pretoria, we've got Training Command, which is some other unit, and they support us in this event since last year. They came aboard last year and to cement and also to strengthen our endeavors with regards to Trans-Enduro.
Wow. So I see you've got a book there and a pamphlet for you. Can you tell us what is that? Just hold it there for the camera.
That is the Trans-Enduro report every year. So next year we will release a document like that, where we will, in a synopsis form, give feedback on all the venues that we visit and all the activities from start to the end of exercise Trans-Enduro. Each commander that I mentioned will also then have a report on their experience during this year's Trans-Enduro. This is also for the next year's Trans-Enduro group so that they can see and get some information on like a report where mistakes was done on how to accomplish their goal in the next year.
And you, Mr.
Yes,
I see you want to say,
like you already indicated in terms of teams, it's about leadership development, it's about interaction with community. It serves both purposes because it develops us as junior leaders in terms of command and control, because you have to now be in charge of the situation. You have people working under you, you understand? So you have to give clear orders, make sure that your plan is executed the way you planned it. That is on the military aspect. On now the community outreach aspect, it helps us interact with the community. It also now gives the community a chance to interact with the military. It also now makes us understand South Africa, because we go town to town. You get to gain more knowledge in terms of the special geography of South Africa and stuff like that. So also, it's a learning experience.
So for those that wants to get into the academy, how can they get a hold of you?
We are part of the website of Stellenbosch University, so they can go to the Stellenbosch University website and go and look under the Faculty of Military Science, and they will get all the information.
There we go. And there you have it, viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to get to know more about them, go look into the Stellenbosch University Military Faculty and you'll find them there. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming through. Thank you. So I will start with you. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Monopone. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Panikerk. And thank you so much, Colonel Boyens. My name is Danny Kamba. I'll see you guys till next time. I'm signing out. Bye-bye.